Today, we're diving into a story where the world of TikTok stardom collides head-on with a homicide investigation. It's the really complex and, honestly, pretty unsettling case of the musician known as d4vd.
I mean, how does that even happen? It's a question that sounds like it's straight out of a movie, but it's a real headline that has absolutely rocked the music world. And that question is really at the core of everything we're about to unpack. The story is jarring, and it all starts in one specific, chilling place.
Yeah, it all comes down to this one single detail. This is the moment a rising star's entire trajectory gets violently thrown off course and plunges into a dark and tragic mystery.
Okay, so to really get a handle on this, we've got to go back to the beginning of the investigation. And that means looking at the two people right at the center of it all.
So first up, you've got David Anthony Burke, but you probably know him as d4vd. I mean, this guy was on a rocket ship to stardom. A singer-songwriter who just blew up on TikTok, dropped a huge debut album, and was smack in the middle of a world tour. He was, by every definition, a breakout artist.
And on the other side of this story, we have Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a 15-year-old girl who had been reported missing a year earlier. Her story tragically comes roaring back into the headlines right at the heart of this.
So picture this. September 8th, 2025. Police get a call about an abandoned Tesla, mainly because of this really powerful, awful smell coming from it. The car gets impounded, they open up the front trunk, the frunk, and inside they make a horrifying discovery, a decomposing body. A quick check of the registration shows the car belongs to d4vd, and soon after the victim is identified as Celeste Rivas Hernandez. And just like that, their names are tragically linked forever.
Finding the body in his car immediately put d4vd right at the center of this huge police investigation, making him the prime person of interest. Now, it's really crucial to understand the language here. The police have named d4vd a suspect. You hear that word thrown around a lot, but legally it has a very specific meaning. It is not a formal charge. It does not mean he's guilty. It just means the police believe he might be connected to the crime.
Okay, so here's the official rundown of where things stand. The LAPD is treating this as a possible homicide, and he is their suspect, but, and this is a big but, he has not been arrested or charged with anything. We're also hearing some reports that he isn't cooperating with investigators, and we know for a fact that police have already executed a search warrant on a property connected to him.
But there is this huge, gaping hole in the middle of the story. We still have no idea how Celeste died. The autopsy report? It's under a court-ordered security hold. This is a move investigators sometimes make to protect the integrity of a case, but what it means for us is that the most crucial details about what happened to her are a complete mystery right now.
While the legal wheels are turning, slowly, the hit to d4vd's career was anything but. It was immediate and it was brutal.
I mean, just look at this timeline. It shows you how fast everything fell apart. In April, he's on top of the world, launching this massive tour. Just 5 months later, that horrifying discovery is made. And then, boom. Within weeks, the rest of the tour is canceled, the album release is put on hold indefinitely. A career that was absolutely soaring just grinds to a dead stop.
And of course, the public reaction has been intense, and it's completely split down the middle. You go on social media, it's flooded with hashtags like Justice for Celeste, people calling for boycotts of his music, and then you have the other camp, fans and others, urging everyone to take a breath and remember the whole innocent until proven guilty thing.
Right, so with all that noise and all the speculation flying around online, let's just take a second to separate what we actually know for sure from what we absolutely don't.
Okay, let's lay it all out. What do we actually know? We know the victim's name, we know the car was registered to him, we know he's an official suspect, and that his career is on ice. But then you look at what we don't know, and that list is massive. The big one, cause of death. We have no idea what his specific role was, if any. Was somebody else involved? And why exactly is that autopsy report still under lock and key? These aren't small details, they're everything.
So, that leads us to the big question. With so many pieces of the puzzle missing, what happens now? Where does this all go from here?
Well, from a legal standpoint, it could really go one of three ways. Path 1, forensic evidence comes back and directly ties him to Celeste's death. If that happens, he could be looking at the most serious charges, like murder. Path 2, the evidence is murky. Maybe they can prove he was involved after the fact, but not in the act itself. That could lead to lesser charges, like concealment of a body. And then, of course, there's path 3. Prosecutors look at everything they have and decide there just isn't enough to prove a case in court, and no charges are ever filed. But here's the thing, and this is maybe the most crucial point in all of this. No matter what a judge or a jury eventually decides, the damage is already done. In the court of public opinion, the association with this case has been absolutely devastating for his public image and his career. And that's really why this story is so much bigger than just one artist. It's this perfect storm, you know? It's where internet fame crashes right into the criminal justice system. It's about accountability for public figures. And maybe most importantly, it's a powerful lesson in the sheer force of social media to shape a narrative, to create a verdict, really, long before a single piece of evidence is shown in a courtroom. So I'll just leave you with this to think about. In our world today, especially for someone famous, does just being a suspect become its own kind of sentence? Does the accusation itself end up being the punishment no matter what the final truth turns out to be?